Good day again. So, I wanted to spend this podcast talking a little bit about something that is absolutely beginner level. And I tell you what, I've only just worked it out. I've been told this 1,000 times. We've all been told this 1,000 times, and I thought I was doing it in the past, but I really wasn't. And you're gonna think to yourself, what could it possibly be, right? It's not simply counting to three, is it? And it is. It really is. I've been playing this game, this wonderful game we call Go, right? We love it, and we're told from the day one, count your liberties. If you got more, that's great. Right? If you got more than your opponent, chances are you should be able to win a liberty race. You know, there's some weird little things where you play and you get your stone has to you have to play one additional move because you've gone and played too deep and you got to play back again, and so you kind of lose one turn. So there are caveats to counting to three, but it really does come down to counting to three. If you can count to three, I can't tell you how many times I've won a local battle now in the last couple of months since I've been playing, um, and seen people lose because they just don't count to three. And have I stressed the point that I've been playing this game for a long time, and I've got my rank pretty high without being able to count the three. I've always just been like, just gun ho, just press, play, and I've just stopped and just said to myself, how many liberties do I have? One, two, three. It's often four. If you can count the four, that's the sweet spot. Normally, four is where the cutoff point is for people who don't count. They don't count past like four, three or four. If you can count to four, you will win so many of your local little fights. It's extraordinary, and the fact that after I don't know how long we've been playing this game. It must be close to 20 years now, 15, 20 years. And I've just worked out that you're supposed to count. Oh, that's embarrassing. The fact that I've got so far and my rank is what it is I don't know, a testament to just sheer tenacity, being strong in other areas. Oh, now, let me share a few more golden tips. This was a bit of advice I heard a few years ago, and it's amazing. How did it go exactly? I don't remember the correct wording, but if you can make, yeah, that's how it goes. Sorry, I just had to remember it. Yeah. So when you fill up a dummy point when you're playing and you go, oh, that was a silly move. Like I shouldn't have played there. Like it was a completely gote move in the end game, and like you just did something dumb, and the opponent didn't have to play to answer you, and you probably didn't even make any points. Or let's say you make 1 or 2 points, but there's other bigger plays on the board, like substantially. That's the sort of like equivalent to passing. You've just given yourself a handicap point stone against yourself. And so if you can imagine, if you had one handicap stone against your opponent, that's a big deal. So if you make like 2 or 3 of these really silly little gote moves, you're just giving gote moves with no benefit, right? You're not securing large amounts of territory. You're just making a dumb little move. If you do them, if you can prevent yourself from doing just one of them, you are straight right there, you are one stone stronger than you otherwise would have been. It's that simple. It's really amazing. I started doing this a few years back. I was just like, when I first sort of heard this advice, I was like, yeah, that really makes sense. Don't skip your turn by playing a very slow move. It's better. I don't know if this is exactly the best advice, but it's better to tanuki than to play a slow gote move. If you don't know if your group is alive or dead, but you can see a bigger move on the board, just play that other move, because they will have to respond to it anyway, right? And so you can keep center, and then you can come back and keep filling around with your life and death later. But if you can every time you play Sente somewhere else, you play that Tanuki somewhere else on the board and you keep Sente, even if you're not sure about what's happening, you're winning the game. Like, at least you're not losing. You're not giving the opponent like free handicap points, handicap stones in the equivalent in strength. It's really astonishing. So if you can keep your end game clean enough where you don't play silly little dumb air points, if you can Tanuki away from your groups because they won't die from the next stone that someone plays there, you're going to improve your strength dramatically for free. It really is that simple. But once you stop playing those silly little moves, you never actually do stop playing the silly little moves. Like it's a little thing where you think you grow out of it, but you don't. You just get better at life and death. And so you push your limits harder and harder and harder and harder. And you think, oh, I've got like 2 more moves before I die. So you leave it to the last move. And of course, you'll have your groups die a lot because you're pushing it to the edge. But that's how you get better, right? I've been playing against some people for years, and their rank stagnated, and they play the same old mistakes. They're not pushing themselves. They just play the same patterns. They're like, okay, extend off here. Like I just do this, or I just hunt it here, and they don't think about the local area and do any reading. You can feel when they're not reading, right? It's like an almost automatic play that they do. And I catch myself doing that a fair bit myself. And so if you can break a bad habit where, like here, for example, I'll make an example that I've recently improved in my own play. I used to always love cutting people's groups. Every time I saw a cut, whack! So my stone just goes smack, right? You could depend on me to cut your stones. It was by clockwork. I would never ever not cut a group. And I would lose a lot because cutting for the sake of cutting is just silly, because you're probably going to strengthen their group when they sort of play stones around your cutting stone, right? So you're going to strengthen them. They'll be cut, but you, by like definition, because you've cut their stone, you've got now a floating stone that you've just cut with, right? And that's going to be really weak because you've just cut their stronger group. So you've got a single little stone floating there. And now what do you do with that? You run with it, right? Where are you running to? I don't know. I didn't even make a plan. I just cut. I cut my automatic without thinking. And so what I've done of recent, and Katago AI has helped me a lot with this, because Katago, you notice, hardly ever cuts groups. It's really it's an insight. Katago loves capping on top of stones, loves pressing them down, loves doing all these little tricky things like throwing stones in, like throwing it behind enemy lines and for some aji. But it very rarely just cuts groups willy-nilly. It always does some other sort of trickery. And I've just said to myself, look, if Katago is not cutting groups as much as I am, then I'm just going to stop cutting groups. And my game's improved dramatically. I don't have these running little groups that keep on getting me in trouble, because half the time I'm like thinking to myself, why am I losing? I feel like I'm playing correctly, but what I'm doing is not winning because I'm running. And I don't think you can win and run at the same time. I think when you're running, you're losing because the other person's just harassing, right? Just harassing fires, like bang, 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 and you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, I can run away! Yay! I'm somehow winning at this." But you're not. You're running away whilst the opponent is making score and territory along the side, pushing your stones along. And even though I think I've outsmarted them because I got my stones to live after I cut them, like a pathological cutting person, I'm like, yeah, cut. Now I run away. Yay, I run away. Gee, I'm smart. And then I lose the game. It's like, well, A, you don't cut everything just because you can. B, when you're running, are you making territory? Generally not. So once I stopped doing that and counting to 4, count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang, you've just won your local fights. Wow. Once you do that, you've just improved your game dramatically. Don't play dumb air points in the end game, and you've just gone up 2 or 3 ranks in skill. right there. And you've done nothing that you couldn't do. Seriously, you've just improved your gameplay from you're sitting around 10Q, you're now playing at 8Q. Like, just like that. Bang. Extraordinary. So that's what I've been doing lately. I've been trying to clean up my game and have good fundamentals and learning how to count. Apparently, counting's important. Great fun. Oh, and I've been really getting more aggressive and being comfortable with playing stones further away from my stones. I've been playing very heavy. You know, when you see the DDK type players, the new amateurs, the amateur players, they're very heavy, right? They're always like clumpy, and you think to yourself, yeah, well, at least I don't play clumpy like that. But I bet you are. I bet you're still not attacking as far and as deep as you probably could. There's often where you can branch out, you can step out of your stones, right? Take some more territory across the side, but you're being a bit conservative. You go, well, good fundamentals is like take two steps, two space steps. But sometimes you can take 7 spaces and attack the other side of the other corner, and let that battle come out in its own natural way. Have your stones be on the correct side, and then you're in a good spot for a moyo for the entire side. Like, if you just sort of relax and let your stones be weaker, you can be stronger. That's something that I've been coming to terms with too. Just being okay with my stones being a bit looser. And also, it's wonderful to be able to give up stones and know that it's okay. Like, the almost a pathological need to keep every stone alive is keeping your game back. Like, let stones die, even if it's a lot. Like, the game, you literally win if you have just one more point than the other person, right? So if you can let go of 15 stones, but you make 16 points of territory somewhere else, you're winning the game right there. I mean, maybe you shouldn't have got your 15 stones in trouble in the first place, but not that being said, if you can make 16 points somewhere else, you are going to win the game overall. Let's hope that you don't lose from the 15 points, though. But you get what I'm saying, right? Go for the bigger area, even if it means losing a smaller area that you're psychologically kind of connected to. Like, you have your love child who's like, oh, I've invested all these stones into this area. Surely I'm going to need to keep it alive. And it's really hard to let go of your stones after you invested, let's say, 5 stones. That's when your group starts to get heavier, right? 5 stones, you've played a lot of moves there. So you would hope that you can let them go for a bigger win. But what does 5 stones mean? If they are surrounding your stones to kill 5 stones, that means they've got stones around the outside of yours. So not only do you lose your stones, so you lose like 10 points, but then they've got stones on the outside radiating area power outwards. So they get the influence, and they're safe because they kill your stones, so they get the double eye shape that they're inevitably going to have from killing 5 of your stones. Oh, it's a big ask, isn't it? But if you can let go of them stones and find a bigger area and be okay with letting them die for the greater good, your game will improve for sure. But that one takes a bit of discipline to let go of stones. So let's recap. Count. Don't play small. And let yourself put your stones in more riskier, bigger areas. Play across the side of the board. Tanuki, just Tanuki. Tanuki everywhere. Play a few games where you're just Tanukiing almost every single turn. It's a good little practice you can go through. It's a little challenge you can give yourself. Only play moves in one area if it's critical. If they're a critical move, then play another move. Otherwise, Tanuki. Just Tanuki. Every single move to one corner, one corner, one corner, one corner. Round the board you go, just Tanukiing. And you can just see the other player just following you around. And you can control the flow of the board. And you can start to get a good sense of like, oh yeah, you can almost bully the other player. You'd be like, I want the game to play over here now. Now I want to play the game over here now. And you can see how your stones are progressing and forming because you get to play where you want to go, right? You're keeping control, you're keeping center. And you can see, okay, oh, right, now I can see my stones are starting to form a nice shape over on this corner. And I've got some stones in this other corner now too. And you can start to marry them up. And you don't have to let go of center the whole time. But as soon as you play that Gote move, you lose the center, and then you can get in trouble because then the other player can start attacking your weakness because you've been jumping around the board a bit. So I'm not suggesting do this all game long, but yeah, do it for a good like 15 moves, and feel how you can just keep control, keep center for the whole game for a long period of time anyway. Because every time you let go of center, what's happening? Like, what is actually happening when you let go of center? You're giving the other player not only the ability to take control of the board, but you then inadvertently have to respond to their plays. I mean, that goes hand in hand, right? But you don't want to be at the mercy of the other player. It's just like I have a rule. If someone approaches my corner, I approach their corner. Like I don't let them take control. Like, yeah, you approach me, I approach you. And more often than not, they will start to play out the Joseki in the corner that I chose, as opposed to doubling up two moves in the corner that they started to attack in. And so you try and pick a Joseki where you end with center. So you get to not only choose which corner you want to attack, keep center because you've taken on the fight to another corner and they've followed you. You can then come back to that other corner which they attacked and choose where you defend against them on that corner too, knowing what you've just done in the other corner. So just be like hyper aggressive with, don't let anyone take center away from you, because most people are like scared. They won't want you to gang up on their corner. They would rather defend it. And so you can really quite easily keep control of the board, at least for a while, until it gets to around the mid game, and then it turns into a bit of a hard slog. I am not strong in my mid game, I must admit. I do try and get my opponent into a dragon a lot. I love chasing dragons around, and I used to be a bit of a harpoon carrying, dragon killing type player. I just hunt your dragon. I won't even go for territory. I'll just be like, yes, where is that dragon going? Kill, 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 to the detriment of my game. Like I would hunt that dragon so heavily and so insistently, I would leave cuts all over myself. And so if I didn't kill the dragon, I would lose the game because I'll just get cut apart. And tell you one secret, it's really hard to kill a dragon. So when I mean, if you're not sure what I mean by a dragon, that's that meandering stones that has no eyes or maybe just one eye, and you've surrounded it somewhat, and it's just running. It's running for its life, and you're chasing it around the board. All they need to do is get one more eye or get to a safe area, and then they live, right? It's too easy for them to live. So don't chase dragons. Well, don't chase a dragon to kill it. Chase the dragon and make profit. Oh, that's the best. Oh, can you just imagine how good it is? You chase the dragon, you make profit the entire way. You've probably heard this advice before, but like, just let that really sink in. They are not winning the game. You are. And they've got these stones running, and you still might kill the dragon at the end, but don't press on them. Don't touch their stones. Don't make it so you have to answer them when they touch your stones. Like, always keep a few stones away. Always keep that buffer zone of your stones away from their stones, but just enough pressure that they have to keep them running, and you just make territory all along the way. Oh, that's gold. And if they die at the end anyway, all the better, right? But if they don't, because they probably will live, then you've won the game anyway because you've made all the territory, and they've played what? Maybe 35 moves? You've played 35 moves. You've made 35 moves worth of territory. They've made no territory. So right there, you don't want to get in a running battle. Don't let yourself be in a dragon, and hunt the dragon from a distance. I don't know if that's a proverb, but I think that should be like throw javelins at it. Don't kill it with a sword. All right, what are we looking at? All right, I think that's what was on my mind. I just wanted to explain to people things that I've learnt through the years that seem basic, but I see other people make those mistakes a lot, and I see in my own game I make these mistakes a lot. Don't touch the things you want to kill. It seems counterintuitive, but if you touch their stones, they get stronger, right? Because if you touch their stone, they'll play straight away and touch your stone straight away. Like, it's almost a guarantee. And then you have to fight two stones that's connected, and you've only got one stone because you touched theirs, they touch yours, so now you're outnumbered 2-1 straight away. So now you have to back up your stone, and then he backs up his stone, and it just turns into this disgusting fight where they're going to get more and more liberties faster and faster, and then you've got cuts. It's just it's gross. It's a gross way to play. So don't attack them to kill them by touching their stones. Surrounding it at a distance and just poke at them until poke them with a stick until they die. And if they don't die, make sure you got profit. It's okay to let them live. After all, it's the surrounding game, right? It's the hand communicate. What's it called? Hand talk. It's harmony. If you can get a game playing good harmony, that's nice. Coming from someone who loves to kill a dragon, though. God, it's so good to kill a dragon. Delicious. But I'm refraining from being a murderer, and I'm just planting gardens of roses along the side of the board while they try and desperately live. Alright, we'll leave it at that. If you've got any comments on things that you've come across, that you've learnt, that you absolutely knew that was good gameplay, but you didn't actually play it yourself, but you know you have to, like, chuck that in the comments. I want to see what people have been doing that they know they should be doing, but they can't break old habits, and they need to work on that. For me, it really was counting to 4, 3 to 4. That was a big one. I've got a few more too, but this is getting a bit long now. I've got to chuck in a few more little comments about what's gotten me over the years. I've been playing too close to my influence. Like, don't play near your own walls. Like, everyone tells you, don't play near your own walls. But I don't know how far away to play from my walls. Like, I know the thing, you count how many stones high the wall is, and that's how far out you can go, right? So if your wall is like 5 stones high, then you will go 5 stones plus 2, so 7 stones out. I know that's the rule of thumb, but I just don't know. It doesn't feel right. So I kind of feel I play a bit closer, and then I'm not playing optimal. And if you're not playing optimal, you're essentially just giving yourself a handicap stone against you. I'm so scared of being like infiltrated and cut and destroyed. But that's what you want. You want them to play near, in between your stone and your wall, so you can crush them against your wall. That's what you're after. That's ideal. But I know I feel like I don't trust my own ability in fighting to be able to do that. So that's something I need to work on. I need to be okay with them dying against my walls and me just pushing them into my walls. Yeah. Food for thought. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that.